You talk too early. You reveal your dreams before they're real. You expose your goals before they've grown roots. And that, more than failure, more than rejection, more than bad luck, is why success keeps slipping away. Let me ask you, why speak of things not yet alive? Why announce plans you haven't yet followed? Why open your deepest vision to those who have never created anything? This speech will reveal what you've been missing. It will explain why the more you speak, the weaker you feel. It will explain why early declarations kill your momentum. It will explain why real builders, real rulers, real giants act in silence until it's done. And if you don't listen, you'll keep draining your strength in hollow words. You'll let tiny minds into your sacred dream. You'll chase claps instead of action, and your greatness will rot in delay. But if you honor this speech, if you treat your purpose as sacred flame and stop throwing it in the street, everything will shift. You will build in rhythm. You will protect your strength. You will expand your belief. You will complete what you start, and no one will doubt you because your results will roar louder than any voice ever could. So now I ask, do you want real outcomes or loud reactions? Do you want harvest or more useless talk? Then stop telling the world. Sit down, stay silent. Let this message plant its law in your mind. You talk too soon. You pour the seed before the ground is ready, and each time you do, you weaken it. The world has taught you to shout your goals before you've built the man worthy to live them. But I tell you now, the strongest men in history never yelled what they do. They acted in silence. They walked in law. They lived by order. Words are sacred. They write codes in the mind. Each word either builds or breaks. And when you speak what's still in progress, when you brag about a dream not yet shaped in fire, you scatter your force, like dust in wind. You feel powerful for a moment, but hollow soon after. Great men don't move with noise. They build in darkness. They only speak once the work can speak for itself. Their silence is not weakness. It is power. They have nothing to prove. They do not explain. They act. Abraham Lincoln wrote in the quiet hours unseen. Hated but untouched by noise, John D. Rockefeller made plans in private halls. He said nothing until the deal was done. Edison lit the earth after endless failures, insults, and trials, never once clapping for himself before the results came. Henry Ford shaped a systems revolution before most could even imagine it. Every one of them guarded their mission in silence until it spoke by itself. And now you must do the same. You must lock your mouth when the plan is still being born. You must stop asking people what they think and start asking your spirit what must be done. Do not speak for praise. Speak only to the mind that obeys. Speak only to the mission that demands completion. This speech will show you 8 truths of silent power, why true kings talk rarely, why the successful never declare, and why your best actions must happen unseen. Your aim is not to impress. Your mission is not to announce. Your duty is to become. From this second forward you will waste no more words. You will reveal no more vision to the wind. You will thunder your aim to yourself and repeat it without break, but you will not tell the world. You will root your vision in your mind and obey it with your daily steps. Say it with me. I remain silent until my action becomes law. I do not explain. I act. You are not here to be watched. You are here to become undeniable. So let us begin. Let us defend the goal. Let us sharpen the quiet. Every man who rises begins with order, not with speech. He builds the frame before showing the vision. Most fail not from lack of power, but because they lose it through early talk. They speak their plan before it's planted. They declare goals before they're written. They speak of kingdoms before a single stone is laid. The undisciplined man speaks to feel alive. He wants others to confirm what he hasn't earned. But the disciplined one speaks only to feed the mind, and he does so in silence, in stillness, in repetition. He does not chase claps. He follows order. Andrew Carnegie wasn't born into greatness. He created it through quiet, focused moves. Before the world knew him, his plan was already written. His allies were already chosen. His silence wasn't fear, it was strategy. He built the empire before showing it. Words spoken before structure bring pressure. They invite doubt. They open doors to chaos. The moment you say what you will do without the frame to support it, you've already lost strength. You hand over your strength when you choose performance over command. Now, you are no longer obeying the law. You are performing for attention. When you speak of something not yet molded in thought or hammered in action, you call forward resistance, not the kind that makes you stronger, but the kind that clouds your path. Others will question your direction not because they understand it, but because they cannot picture it. And then you'll begin to doubt yourself not from weakness, but because you gave too much power to the wrong voices. Most speak to feel powerful, but speech does not make a man strong. Work does, creation does. Let your blueprint be revealed first to your subconscious. Let your desire be broadcast to infinite intelligence through trust, silence, and decision. Let action speak, not the idea of it. To talk too soon is to bleed your spiritual strength. A man's inner force is not infinite per day, and if he wastes it revealing dreams to blind eyes, he will have nothing left to bring those dreams to life. Instruction: keep your central aim sacred, write it clearly, speak it out loud. Only when you're alone, say it with faith, speak it to your own mind. Your only loyal ally, speak it to the infinite, not to the crowd. When you announce your vision before it's grounded, you allow others to interfere, and average minds, they rob destiny. You'll hear them say, "Be realistic." That's too much. Who do you think you are? And if your roots aren't deep in law, you'll hear them. You'll bow, you'll shrink, you'll delay, but the one who watches his speech guards his dream, and the one who protects his dream builds real strength. Carnegie once said, "A man who cannot stay quiet cannot keep wealth." That wasn't bitterness, it was blueprint. The richest builders in history spoke only when the harvest had ripened. They did not explain the seed. They did not describe the dirt. They simply revealed the fruit. So now understand this. Don't give breath to something not ready. Don't hand the seed to the public before it's planted in your subconscious. Keep silent until your work begs to be seen. Let your words be law, but only in private. Let your aim be sacred, spoken only to the mind that listens. Let your energy be protected until your roots can't be shaken. Say this aloud: I protect my vision in silence. I speak it only to myself until it's real. This is not cowardice, it is strength. This is not hesitation, it is conviction. You were trained to speak your dreams, to shout them, to post them, to declare them, but that's not law. It's not how the subconscious works, because the subconscious doesn't answer to cheers. It doesn't move by applause. It moves by inner orders, by repetition, by emotion, and by solitude. Most never grasp this. They think if they talk about it, they'll be more likely to do it. But I've seen otherwise. The more a man talks, the less he creates. The more he announces, the less he finishes. The man who speaks without foundation becomes a puppet of moods. But the subconscious isn't swayed by moods, it responds only to authority. When you expose your dream too soon, you are not strengthening it. You are starving it. The words you say to impress others are not the words that instruct your mind. One builds tension, the other builds strength, and the key difference is intention. Thomas Edison failed thousands of times before success. But did he tell the world his plans? Did he shout them across town? No. He rehearsed them in silence. He wrote, he imagined, he affirmed again and again. His subconscious obeyed him, not the public. Your subconscious is listening now. It waits for instructions. It doesn't care what you tell the world. It obeys what you say with belief, with feeling, with discipline, and in silence. This is the sacred place of all creation, not the spotlight, but the silence. Here lies the danger when you talk of your goal and hear disbelief. Your subconscious may believe the doubt more than your own faith. Every doubt is a weed in your garden, and if you're not alert, those weeds will steal your harvest. Understand this. Your dream is a seed. Your subconscious is the soil, but not all soil is worthy. Public ground is filled with storms, pests, and careless tramplers. Private ground, inner speech is protected, quiet, and holy. That is where your seed must grow. You owe no one your vision. You don't have to explain. You don't have to broadcast. You must only train your mind, feed your subconscious, speak with conviction and feeling to the self that listens in the dark. From this moment declare your main aim in private. Stand before your mirror morning and night. Speak your dream with passion. Say it as if it's already here. Feel it, own it, believe it. This is how you command your subconscious to move for you. Stop announcing your dream to the world. It hasn't earned the right to hear it, not until it's done, not until the foundation is finished. Until then, your vision belongs only to you. The man who learns this becomes unstoppable. Because now he feeds his strength, not his ego. He grows attention. He doesn't seek it. He channels energy. He doesn't waste it. Say this aloud: I speak my vision only to my inner world. I train my mind, not their opinions. This is power. This is the voice that attracts wealth. This is the voice infinite intelligence obeys, not man. Now keep building in silence. When you are ready, we continue. You must accept this. Most people won't understand your work because they've never built anything worth keeping. They chase the visible, the fast, the trendy. But you are shaping the invisible. You are birthing the sacred. You are building with silence, faith, and vision. When a man starts to build something truly powerful, he must separate from small minds. Their thinking won't lift you, it will chain you. Their doubts, their jokes, their small questions, their careless words, each is a drain on your divine fuel. Each is a theft from your chief aim, the thing you're building. It doesn't yet exist to the world. It lives only in the temple of your imagination. That makes it fragile, that makes it holy, and that makes it yours. Every time you speak of it too soon, you give away a part of it to someone who cannot protect it. They'll mock what they don't get. They'll minimize what they've never dreamed. They'll pull it back down into the small, because that's where they live. Don't be shocked. Don't take it to heart. They are not enemies, they are unaware. But ignorance is contagious and must be avoided like poison. When I first sat with Andrew Carnegie, I didn't boast about what I'd write. I listened, I absorbed, I followed. I built the vision in silence. It took 25 years before the world saw it, 25 years of quiet construction. If I had spoken too soon, shared with those unready, I would have been mocked into retreat. Most only believe after they see, but the builder, he believes before evidence, he acts before results, he lays stone before applause, he walks in his end, long before it appears. That's why he must stay silent, not because he fears, but because he honors the process. When Edison was laughed at, he didn't defend himself. He continued quietly, consistently, with the law of persistence. He knew this truth: the world doesn't pay for words, it pays for results, and results come from silent action, not loud promises. Henry Ford didn't go public with plans. He built in secret. He made bold choices, mocked by experts, but he trusted his vision more than their data. Today, everyone knows Ford, and no one remembers his critics. So ask yourself, do you want to look busy building or actually finish? Do you want applause now or ownership forever? You can't have both. You must pick early praise or lasting greatness. One fades fast. The other lives forever. The greatest mistake in early creation is to seek validation from those who lack vision. They'll fill you with doubt. They'll infect your dream with fear. They'll squeeze your vision into the shape of their own limits. And if you're not armored, you'll listen. You must guard your goal like a farmer protects his field. It must be planted deep in belief, watered with daily thought, action, and faith, and shielded from the scavengers of gossip. Don't toss your vision into casual chatter. It will wilt, it will die, and no one will cry for it except you. Say nothing, do everything, work in silence, finish in strength. Let your results explain. Let your impact respond. Let your legacy speak. Nothing earns respect like proof, and nothing kills progress like excess talk. You owe no explanation to the world. You owe transformation to yourself. You owe your silence to the dream. You owe completion to your future. This is not pride. It is spiritual law, the law that says energy follows attention, and attention, like energy, must be preserved. Write this: I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Say it again: I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. Once more: I do not need to explain what I'm doing. I only need to keep doing it. What I'm doing, I just need to keep doing it. Repeat this until it brands itself into the back of your mind, until you feel the armor of command wrap around your spirit. You must not open the door to those who knock with curiosity, but carry no belief. You must not reveal the design to those who bring no tools. You must not look for approval from those who have built nothing of worth themselves. To do so is to water weeds while your garden dries. The greatest minds, Lincoln, Edison, Carnegie, Rockefeller, each had a time of silence before their rise, a time when none believed, a time when none helped, a time when none saw. That is the price of greatness. That is the cost of originality. That is the fire that forges true builders, and you must pass through it too. You must grow deaf to doubt, blind to distraction, and numb to applause. You must be overtaken by purpose, bound to discipline, and driven by execution. Act like the world cannot stop you because it cannot, but don't talk as though you are owed anything because you are not. You are owed nothing but the right to try, the right to labor, the right to build, and even these demand a toll: silence, solitude, and self-mastery. Pay the price, and you get the prize. Speak too soon, and you lose both the prize and the peace. Let silence become your sword. Let silence become your shelter. Let silence become your prayer. Because in silence you'll hear what the noise cannot give you: the quiet voice of destiny, speaking clear. Build, continue, don't stop, tell no one, until it is finished. Now say these truths aloud: I build in silence. I do not explain, I complete. I do not announce, I act. I protect my plan with discipline. I finish what I begin, and I tell no one until it is done. Say these in the morning, say them at night, say them on your walk, say them at your work. Speak them until your subconscious believes them, because once it believes them, the outcome will come. Let others chase applause. Let others drown in explanations. You will rise in silence. You will move with certainty. You will strike with precision. And when the time comes, when the work is done, when the frame is firm, you will show it, not with words, but with victory. That is law. That is the way. That is why you must remain silent until it's done. You must learn to protect your inner world like you would your treasure, because your mind is the birthplace of that treasure. One careless word can drain the oil from the lamp of your imagination. And when the oil is gone, the light is gone, and you build blind. So silence isn't just caution, it's power. Silence is your shield. It is the wall around your dream until that dream earns the right to be seen. The moment you voice your plan to idle ears, you allow in doubt, you invite critics, and worse, you tempt the devil of vanity, who whispers that saying the thing is the same as doing it. It is not. The world never rewards the talker of dreams. It rewards the doer of quiet labor, and the ones who have achieved. They all held secrets. They acted. They didn't announce. Think of the pyramid builders, the inventor alone in the lab, the founder in obscurity. They didn't talk. They didn't seek claps. They sought completion, and they stayed silent until it was done. If you talk too soon, your mind may confuse attention with achievement. You may feel halfway finished when you haven't even begun. Speech can pose as action. It's a trap, and millions have fallen into it thinking that speaking their goal would help make it happen, but it only drained their drive and replaced it with a hunger for approval. I've taught men of faith, of business, of invention, and the one difference between talkers and achievers is this: the achiever can suffer silently, he can work unseen, he can delay the praise until the thing is done. He understands that the fire of discipline burns hottest in private, and he walks into that fire daily. Ask yourself, why do I want to tell? Do I speak to find clarity or to feel admired? Do I talk to think or to be praised for what I plan to do instead of what I've already done? These are serious questions because the one who talks without control usually builds nothing at all. Real faith doesn't seek applause. Real faith needs no audience. It stands on its own. It acts in quiet because silence is the womb of power. Speech can be wasted. Silence is always safe. Words can betray. Silence protects. To hold a vision in your heart and feed it each day with effort, thought, and prayer, that is true strength. When Edison failed again and again before inventing the electric light, did he run to the press with every step? Did he brag to neighbors about his ideas? No. He kept working. He didn't tell the world until the light turned on and drove back the dark. His silence wasn't weakness, it was mastery. When Carnegie shaped his empire, he didn't share plans with idlers. He picked his confidants carefully and revealed only what mattered. The rest he locked inside a mind trained on clear purpose. He understood. Silence shields against thieves, against discouragement, against noise. The man who shares too much risks losing it all to people who earned none of it. There is a law I now live by. Only speak when words push the mission forward. If your words make your resolve stronger, say them to yourself in private. If they dilute your will, don't speak at all. The world doesn't need your intent. It needs your results. Keep your mission secret until your results shout so loud they cannot be ignored. And know this, the tragedy of breaking this law is real. People speak too early, get early praise, and fall into rest. Their imagination fades. Their belief feels satisfied too soon, and when hardship arrives, as it always does, they have nothing left. Their project dies midway, their promise fades, their dream is buried in the graveyard of unfinished declarations. But you who hear this must not make that same mistake. Let silence be your blade. Let stillness be your fire. Let quiet endurance outlast the loud noise of the world. Some will ask what you're building. Smile, nod, say nothing. Let them wonder. Every time you withhold an answer, your power grows. Each time you guard your tongue, your resolve sharpens. Write your purpose. Etch it into your mind. Say it aloud, morning and night. But do not offer it to the confused or the casual. Do not throw your sacred aim before those who cannot carry it. Let your silence be your devotion. Let it protect you from the noise, from judgment, from distraction. Say this now. I speak only when my words strengthen my belief. I stay silent when it shields my power. I tell no one until it is done. Every man who ever built something lasting first learned how to endure isolation. But in that solitude he forged greatness. He grew immune to mockery, steady through delays, and loyal to his main aim. Silence became his holy place, and it must become yours if you would rise beyond the crowd of dreamers who only talk. Speak through effort. Let labor tell your story. Let the sound of work become your song. And when the day comes when it's complete, when you're unshakable, then, and only then, will your silence become a roar. Until then, hold your peace, guard it like treasure, let others waste their breath. You build in silence, and the world will soon be forced to listen. Great men act before they explain. They build in quiet and speak only when their work stands tall. The man who talks before moving seeks applause. The man who moves before talking claims dominion. Words are wind. Until the task is finished, let the unsteady proclaim their efforts. Let the true builder create in silence. This is the law: motion before announcement, execution before explanation. Rockefeller moved with calm authority. He acquired refineries without revealing his strategy. He built alliances behind closed doors. While others discussed dreams, he built dynasties. And when he finally spoke, it wasn't theory, it was truth. The one who speaks before he moves reveals weakness in conviction. He seeks validation instead of taking action, but the one who acts needs no applause. His faith is rooted in law, not in noise. Each time you reveal your plans, you open the door to resistance. The subconscious begins to believe the victory has already been won. because you celebrated before it was earned. This false satisfaction weakens your drive. It breeds comfort where there should be fire. Speak of your vision only when your work cannot be denied. The road must be traveled before it's shown. The engine must run before it's revealed. Until then, protect your vision like sacred flame. Don't explain your rituals. Don't justify your routine. Don't seek praise for your consistency. Let your growth speak through outcomes. Let your schedule reflect your belief system. The one who moves first holds the power. He doesn't wait for approval. He needs no agreement. He builds brick by brick without requiring attention. And one day, while others are still debating, his creation will rise. Every day, move toward your goal. Don't cast your words into the wind. Speak only to your soul, your will, your essence. Let the world see only once it is real. Edison didn't shout about his invention before it was born. He experimented in silence. He failed in silence. He endured mockery in silence. But when that light finally lit up the room, no words were needed. The world saw, the world changed. Can you build without being seen? Can you progress without recognition? Can you win without discussion? That is true power. Loud men often falter. They trade strength for storytelling. They feed their egos through imagination instead of execution. But law doesn't answer to appearances. Law obeys effort. Law respects form. Each time you take consistent steps toward your vision, you prove your belief. But if you announce that vision too soon, you risk your strength on the opinions of others. Work in silence. Sharpen your strategy in solitude. Strengthen your vision with action. And when your actions have built the structure, let that work speak. No one argues with results. What you do in secret becomes the strength you carry in public. The discipline, the silence, the focus, they store up power. When you finally speak, your words carry the weight of victory. Most people break this law. They speak first, act later, they shout loudest, deliver least. Their confidence is borrowed, not built, but the true builder lives by a different rhythm. He begins early, talks little, acts daily. And one day, when people ask where the power came from, they'll trace it back to him. Let your confidence be built by progress, not by compliments. Create in private, plant in silence, water with discipline. Let your harvest be your evidence. Say this aloud: I act first. I speak last. I let my work declare my truth. Let this guide you. Let this rhythm guard your vision from doubt, from exposure, from empty praise. And when the world asks what you're working on, say nothing. Smile. Keep building. They'll know soon enough. Failure doesn't begin in action. It begins in idle speech. The one who talks without completing weakens his purpose. He shakes his foundation with distractions, doubts, and approval, seeking. Each time you tell your plans to those who don't understand them, you risk handing them over. Their confusion becomes your chaos. Their doubt becomes your delay. You absorb their fear until it becomes your own. People seek advice too easily, but not all advice is wise. Not all ears are trustworthy. Not all questions are sincere. And not every smile is genuine. When I began writing Think and Grow Rich, I didn't broadcast my purpose. I knew what would happen. They'd say it was fantasy. They'd call it ambition without evidence. They'd demand guarantees, and had I listened, I would have quit. The book would not exist. Understand this. Most people aren't malicious. They are afraid. Their fear spreads. Their concern wears the mask of reason. Their doubt pretends to be love, but poison is poison, no matter how it's packaged. The man who shares his goal only with his trusted circle. He is wise. He honors the sacredness of vision. He doesn't throw his dream to the winds of idle conversation. Speak your purpose only to builders. They will strengthen you, but hide it from the idle, the drifting, the indifferent, for they will drown it in confusion. Never forget this. Many of history's greatest failures began with a simple conversation with the wrong person in the wrong moment. One careless word, one doubt absorbed, one piece of advice that became a curse. The enemy is not always out there. Often it's the echo of words you allowed inside. What's said cannot be unsaid. What's heard cannot be unheard. Guard your mind like a fortress, protect it, shield it. Every word you allow in becomes part of the soil your thoughts grow from. Say this aloud: I protect my purpose with silence. I do not share with those who do not build. Rockefeller built his empires quietly. He chose his advisors like a surgeon chooses a scalpel. He knew even one voice of doubt could slow his progress. You must be the same, relentless in your protection of your seed. Ask yourself, who have you told your aim to? Did they build it up or break it down? Did they nourish it or shadow it? Never feel guilty for keeping your vision private. You owe no one an explanation. Your dream is not up for debate. It is a decree. Words are tools. If misused, they destroy. Used wisely, they construct. Never tell your dream to a man who's never built one. He won't understand. He'll offer advice formed from fear and call it wisdom. You need only a few voices, voices of law, voices of action, voices of discipline, and if you have no such voices yet, then speak only to God, speak to your subconscious, speak until your dream is real enough to need no defense. Let silence be your armor, let results be your statement, let your progress prove your truth. Remember, most men aim at nothing. So when they hear your aim, they feel exposed. They attack not from evil, but discomfort. Don't be offended. Be prepared. Be disciplined. Walk forward. Say again, I protect my purpose with silence. I do not share with those who do not build. This is law. The enemy isn't always on the outside. More often, it's the echo of the words you've allowed others to plant in your mind. What's spoken cannot be unsaid. What's heard cannot be unheard. So protect your mental soil. Guard your inner world like a fortress. Every word you accept takes root and grows into the thoughts that define your direction. Say this aloud: I guard my purpose in silence. I speak only with builders. Rockefeller didn't build in noise. He built with precision and restraint. He selected his confidants like a surgeon with a blade, knowing that even one doubtful voice could slow the momentum of an empire. You must do the same. Protect your seed with a merciless discipline. Ask yourself, who have you told your purpose to? Did they nurture it, or did they choke it with doubt? Did they strengthen your vision, or cast shadows over your light? You owe no one guilt for guarding what is sacred. You are not required to explain your path to those who haven't walked their own. Your vision isn't up for debate. It's a command, a directive from within. Words are tools. In the wrong hands, they destroy. In the right ones, they build. Never hand your dream to someone who's never built their own. They will misunderstand it. They will mask their fear as wisdom and offer you advice shaped by their own limitations. You only need a few voices, voices of structure, of law, of clarity, and if those voices don't yet exist in your life, then speak only to the infinite. Speak only to yourself. Speak only to your subconscious until your dream grows strong enough to stand on its own. Let your silence be armor. Let your results speak. Let your progress be the only proof you offer the world. Understand this: most people have no aim, so when they see yours, they feel threatened, exposed. They'll try to pull you back, not out of malice, but discomfort. Don't take offense. Take caution. Stay alert. Be disciplined. Walk forward anyway, and say again, I guard my purpose in silence. I speak only with builders. This is law. Build in privacy. Sharpen in repetition. Strengthen through daily movement. Speak only when the structure cannot be ignored. Let others talk. Let them guess. Let them mock. Your job is not to be understood. It is to build. And when you've built, the questions will disappear. The work will stand as your answer. A man's power isn't measured by what he says. It's measured by what he completes. Learn this early. Every moment spent explaining is a moment stolen from building. Every conversation about a plan not yet started is a delay in creation. The world doesn't move because of talking. It moves because of action. The crowd talks constantly, but achieves little. The builder speaks sparingly, but leaves behind legacies. Why? Because he spends his time sculpting reality, while others sculpt fantasy. Do not fall into the trap of early speech. The more you talk, the more pressure you create. You imagine the praise, the reward, the applause, and in doing so, you lose your hunger. You taste the fruit before you've harvested it, and so you stop chasing it. This is why silence is not weakness. It is structure. It stores your energy. It sharpens your edge. It builds the pressure that produces power. I have watched men destroy their future with announcements. They become addicted to applause before anything is achieved. They shout their intentions, receive a rush of approval, and then collapse under the weight of unmet expectations. But the man who remains silent builds momentum. He acts while others talk. He lays bricks while others recite dreams, and eventually, while they are still speaking of what could be, he has already done it. Charles M. Schwab wasn't famous for talk. He was known for building. His calendar wasn't full of meetings and updates. It was full of movement and decisions. Live this way. Structure your days around execution. Track your progress. Let others talk. Let them speculate. Let them ask, and give them only one answer. Consistency. Say this aloud. I speak through action. I work while they talk. I rise while they wonder. There's something sacred about the man who moves in silence. His quiet is not ignorance, it's mastery. He does not need outside opinions. He has already committed. Be this man. Fill your day not with empty dialogue, but with law. With structure, with daily affirmations, with completed actions. Let your calendar be your proof. Let your results be your argument. The world respects silence when it leads to results. Ask yourself, how many hours have I wasted talking about what I will do? How much energy have I lost sharing dreams that I never acted upon? How many people know my vision while my hands remain idle? This must stop now. From this moment forward, adopt a new law. No explanation without execution. If you haven't moved, don't speak. If you haven't built, don't announce. If you haven't obeyed the law of repetition, then you are not ready to describe your goal. Build first. Train your love for the process. Let the act itself be your reward. The subconscious doesn't care how many people hear your plan. It only responds to what you repeat in silence. That is what forms identity. That is what becomes habit. That is what builds wealth. The man who talks and doesn't build deceives himself, but the man who builds quietly becomes unstoppable. You won't see him coming, but once he arrives, you cannot deny him, because he carries proof, structure, and law. So again, I say, I speak through action. I work while they talk. I rise while they wonder. This is not some dreamy speech. This is a call to sacred order, a summons to abandon your addiction to explanation and embrace the rhythm of doing. Let your identity form in silence. Let your victories whisper. Let your presence grow in private, like a seed beneath the soil, until it breaks through with force. When the world notices, it won't be because you asked them to. It'll be because your work left them no choice. When Edison lit the world, he didn't hold a press conference. He didn't seek applause. He simply turned the light on, and the darkness had no reply. That's the power of finished work. It doesn't need defense. It explains itself. You must do the same. There is divine strength in silent execution, a unique power in building unseen, a quiet dominance in preparing privately. You owe no one the story of your planting, only the proof of your harvest. Don't explain your methods. Reveal your results. Talkers are many. Builders are rare. The world doesn't move for intentions. It moves for completion. Plans whispered to the wrong ears dissolve. Plans whispered into your subconscious and repeated daily rise. They take form, they manifest in steel, stone, and success. So I tell you again, grow your power in silence. Let your ambitions take root in untouched soil. Let your faith strengthen away from the wind of ridicule. Never invite the unprepared into your becoming. A young man once told me, I've shared my dream with many, and none believe it can be done. And I said, that was your mistake. You scattered your seed before the roots had formed. The vision must be protected in its infancy. It must grow in silence. The roots must go deep. The structure must form. Only then can it be revealed. When I first shaped the philosophy behind Think and Grow Rich, I told no one, not until the message was proven. Not until the law had shaped me, not until the idea had power, because I knew early speech weakens the force, but completion makes the vision undeniable. Even the masters honored this law. Carnegie didn't announce his empire, he built it. Schwab didn't publicize his plans, he executed. Ford didn't argue with doubters, he built the machine. You must guard your strength the same way. Your soul is sacred ground, it isn't public property. The vision given to you wasn't for mass approval, it was for your obedience. Keep it private until proof surrounds it. Let them question, let them assume, let them talk, but reveal only what is done. Reveal the finished product, not the blueprint. Reveal the transformation, not the intention. Why? Because early exposure kills the dream. Doubters dissect it. Weak minds pull it apart, and the world, unprepared for your vision, becomes the worst nursery for growth. Let it grow in silence. When the fruit is ripe, when the foundation is complete, when the work stands tall, you will not need to speak. The result will speak. It will shine. It will stand. That's what Edison understood, what Ford obeyed, what every creator of worth lived by. The law of sacred silence until the fruit is undeniable. Now I pass this to you. Speak only to infinite intelligence. Speak only to your written goal. Speak only to your daily labor. Let everything else remain silent. Let the world see your excellence only after it can no longer be hidden. Keep your process private. Share only the harvest, for only the harvest silences critics, confirms your faith, and lifts others. Let these affirmations become your creed. I reveal only what is complete. I honor my vision. I protect my strength. Repeat them until your voice no longer asks for permission, until your silence is louder than noise, until your results speak your name. Let your light be your voice. You now know the price of early speech. You've seen how silence multiplies results, how it sharpens the mind and protects the mission. You've discovered that discretion is your ally, that decision is your weapon, that faith held in secret is your unbreakable shield. This is not theory, this is power. You weren't born to explain. You were born to build. You weren't born to seek applause. You were born to accomplish. You weren't given imagination to fantasize, but to create. You weren't given faith for performance, but for achievement. And your speech, it's not for reaction, it's for command. And first, that command must be given to yourself. From this day forward, speak only to your subconscious. Tell it what life owes you. Repeat it until it believes. Use your voice not for complaint, but instruction. Say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. Say it until it becomes flesh, until your spirit bends to it, until no voice outside can break the law inside. Let your vision mature unseen. Let your structure rise quietly. Let your habits declare. Let your work roar. And always remember, the seed wasn't made to shout. The tree doesn't need applause. The fruit doesn't need permission to ripen. Nature teaches this. The sun doesn't announce it rises. The lion doesn't declare it hunts. The oak doesn't explain it stands. You must do the same. Build in silence. Finish in power. Reveal only what's complete. I have walked this path. I have learned the power of silence through fire and time. I have watched men soar when they stopped explaining. I have seen wealth born in private struggle and invisible discipline. And now I give you this law: do not speak until the work is complete. Your vision is not conversation. It is duty. Your purpose is not for performance. It is for results. Your gift is not for show. It is for transformation. From this point forward, speak only what empowers, write only what teaches, share only what uplifts, reveal only what is done. Final affirmation: I no longer announce, I execute. I no longer explain, I build. I no longer seek permission. I hold power. Speak it at dawn, whisper it at night. Let it form your identity. Let the world witness your transformation only once it's complete. And when they ask, where did you come from, you'll know. I came from silence, from faith behind locked doors, from the fire of unseen commitment, and now I have arrived, complete. Follow the law of silence. Your mind will grow in strength, your faith in certainty, and your rewards In abundance, speak less, move more, finish in stillness, let the world discover what you became. When you told no one, build your dream in privacy, strengthen it through repetition, sharpen it through daily execution, and speak only when it stands. Let others speculate, let them talk, let them wonder. Your aim is not to be known, it is to be built, and once it's built, it will answer every question without a word.